All right, everyone. Despite some technological difficulties that I am getting used to at this point, I'm going to provide this video for you. This is a video, the first of several that are to come in the next 10 weeks or so as we go through this book, Leighton Ford's The Attentive Life. It may actually show up backwards on your screen. I'm not quite sure using the camera from my laptop. I don't usually use it for this purpose, but it's serving me well enough for today. I hope that you're finding this video. What I want you to know is that the good news of this is that where you're watching this at lizellaumc.org/Bible study is where you will see all the videos of everything you need between now and the end of this Bible study. And hopefully, if we can get this working for other Bible studies in the future. So if you found this, good job, well done. Know that you don't have to navigate Facebook anymore. You're not going to have to navigate YouTube or any other thing. I am trying to make this as easy as I can for as many people to find. So forgive me for the learning curve that I know some of this is going to take. Now, here's the deal. There is a discussion component that we're going to add in. We're going to build into the Bible study in a few weeks. But right now, I want to get everyone used to watching these videos before reading the chapters. And so here's what I want you to do. This week's homework is to read just the introduction of the book. In the table of contents, as it is for me, you can see an introduction, short flights, and quick returns. It starts on page 9 and goes through page 18. And then the next chapter, paying attention, chapter 1, will pick up on with page 19. It is the longest chapter of the book, and that is good and not good. I don't want it to be something that becomes a barrier for people who are trying to get into the Bible study. But and I also would have wrapped it right into what we're doing, but I decided, at least for this first week, just to get the technology barrier and other things behind us by encouraging you just to read this week an introduction, short flights, and quick returns. I'm going to offer you just a few thoughts to consider as you get to reading in the book. What you'll see on the right hand of the web page, or if you're using a phone, it might be underneath the video, you'll see I have some questions for reflection. Now, again, in the future, we are going to have ways for you to respond to those questions to each other. I would encourage you, maybe if you know of someone else that's doing the Bible study, reach out to them and talk about these questions with them. Maybe it would be a great way for you to have some community built in that you're leading yourself by calling someone up on the phone saying, hey, have you read the chapter? Did you see the questions? What are your thoughts? You don't have to go directly through me to do this. This is the value of doing a Bible study online. So in the introduction, you'll see where Leighton Ford, the author of the book, talks about sitting down where he saw these birds doing short flights and quick returns. And he felt like that was reflective of his own life, as he has been an evangelist throughout the world doing these evangelizing kind of ministries. I've got Grayson. He just finished up with his classes. He has to do some of his classes here with us. Grayson, say hello.
Hi.
All right, Grayson, will you sit right there, buddy, for just a couple of minutes? Okay, so he's reflecting on these birds flying in and flying out, and that reminds him of his own life and his own journey. The interesting thing that I like about this is Leighton Ford already, right from the beginning, tells us exactly what this book is about. It's about paying attention. It's about learning about what it means to be an explorer of your own soul, of your own heart. He thought the adventure was always out there. It was always going somewhere. But no, for him now, as he was writing this book, he was coming to learn that the adventure of life, the way to explore one's soul, is to sit right here where we are. He writes at one point, he reflects on T.S. Eliot, who says, old men ought to be explorers. We must be still and be moving. Leighton Ford says, I don't feel old yet, but I do realize this life stage requires not so much doing for God as paying attention to what God is doing. I'm really excited about digging into some of these pages a bit more with you guys. So here's what I want to do. I want to call your attention to this short chapter. It speaks for itself. But I want you to pay attention to the words attentiveness. What does it mean to be attentive? Consider that yourself. Also, look to the reflective questions, and you can read those before or after you've read the chapter. But I want to share a little short story with you that came to mind as I was reading about this story. When Brittany and I went to Colorado, the first thing we did, it was really this whole trip was to be a kind of a big birthday gift slash vacation for the two of us. Of course, the kids were at home, and that was great. But one of the things I really wanted to do for Brittany, because she's had a lot of stress about some things with her own health and other things going on right now with her, is I wanted to be able to get her a massage, a full body massage. And she's always told me she wants me to get a massage with her. And I've always said, no, not really my thing, even though I do like a good massage. But I thought this was a special opportunity for me to be able to do that with her. And so we got a couples massage. The first night that we landed, we found this random place. We went to it, and they did a great job. But it was these two ladies, they were sitting down, and they asked us a few questions. They took us in the room, and then they, of course, began the massage. I had this almost like Eastern practice that started going through my mind as I was getting this massage, because, of course, the masseuse will massage different parts of your body. So they'll start with the shoulder, which is what I'm always used to kind of feeling if you've ever had someone give you a massage. And then they'll move down maybe towards your bicep, and then down towards your tricep. And then there are times where the masseuse even grabs, this is I think what felt the best to me, is the masseuse would grab at your hands and massage your hands all the way down to your fingertips. I began laying there. As I was laying there, I began thinking about, hey Grace and Buddy, will you go take a seat, please? As I was laying there, I began thinking about the different parts of my body and how I take advantage of the various parts of my body and what they do for me every single day. So many times we look at all of the things that are wrong with us. I'm looking at sometimes you'll see me moving my hair around, right? And I'm trying to kind of get it right. Or we look into mirrors and we see all the things that are supposedly wrong with us. And we don't give ourselves the grace to be reminded to be attentive enough to the things that are going well within our bodies. And so when the masseuse was, massaging my legs or my thigh or right above my knee, I began thinking about my thighs and how well those thighs have served me on a daily basis. And my knees, I began thinking about when I reach down and I sometimes get down on my knees to play with my kids, or down to my calf, and then even into my ankles and my feet. I thought about how my feet serve me every single day at every single step, even my toes that help me keep balance. And so as she would go to massage the different parts of my body, I began reflecting on how useful these parts of my body are, and I began giving thanks to God for the grace that comes to me in all of these various ways. So I was kind of leaning into this practice of becoming attentive, becoming aware of my own body, and thinking about the many ways in which it serves me. I didn't have to go anywhere to become more grateful to God, who gives us these vessels, these spiritual vessels to live in. I just laid there and I allowed myself to go through the spiritual practice of becoming grateful for every part of my body. I hope that as we journey together through this book, we're able to have those kinds of experiences where we learn to become more attentive to the grace of God that is right here where we are. This is how he ends the introduction. There is one more thing to say. Paying attention is not a way by which we make something happen, but a way to see what is already given to us. Often during a recent Lent, I prayed a prayer that our pastor suggested. Lord, show me what I am missing. This is going to be my prayer over the next couple of months. I encourage it to be yours. Thank you for tuning into this Bible study. I hope that this prompt that I'm giving you maybe begins moving some things around within you. I would love to hear you. If you email me a response or something like that, that would be great. But again, just know that there are going to be some ways that we can respond to each other within the next few weeks. But until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy these 10 pages or so. It's a real short section of the book. And I will see you next Monday, where we will really dig into the longest chapter, chapter 1, where we learn about what it means to pay attention. So thanks again for tuning in. Grayson, say bye.
Bye.
See you.